Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even able to get into a flow. I mean, I played the second half. I think it's super hard to try and figure out and understand how the refs are calling it. I think it's super hard to get charge fouls when I don't think anyone's in legal position. I mean, shout out to the Valks. I mean, they did a great job selling it, and the refs bought it, to be honest, so good for them.
Aliyah Boston walked into that post-game press conference, and she was done being polite about it. Because what happened during the Indiana Fever versus Golden State Valkyries game?
The referees were horrible tonight. Horrible. These referees were the MVP tonight. They're probably going to celebrate in the locker room for them. Terrible game. Caitlin Clark getting her jersey being grabbed by Burton, no call. Before that play, her arm was grabbed, no call. It's like they just allow things to happen. Sometimes it feels like it's rigged half the time.
Had something going. The May 22nd game in Indiana, it was grab her, hold her, elbow her physical, and Clark left that game with actual scratches on her arms to prove it. Not bruises from a hard screen or a little court burn. Scratches. Visible marks from 40 minutes of defenders treating her like someone to be worn down rather than guarded. Golden State came into Indianapolis with a very specific plan, and coach Natalie Nakasi wasn't hiding it. She wanted multiple bodies on Clark all night because, as Nakasi put it, Clark can shoot from like half court, so you can't give her any air at all. The Valkyries trapped her off-ball screens, switched everything, and just kept rotating different defenders at her so she couldn't settle into a rhythm with any one matchup. And Clark knew exactly what was coming. She noted before the game that every guard is going to probably guard me at some points, which is a pretty calm way to describe what was essentially a coordinated physical operation against one player.
We talked about last stage, it certainly got a little bit heated, and I know you had some back and forth with different players. Do you expect any of that to carry over, or is it sort of a new thing each game?
I mean, for myself, like, you're just a competitor and you leave it on the court. I don't think there's anything that you carry over into the next game, at least for me. I'm going to speak for me. I don't know about the other side, but yeah, for me, like, I approach every game the same way. It's not, I don't have any bad blood with any sort of players in this league. Like, it's just a competitive fire. That's the competitive fire my teammates play with too. So I don't come in here with any sort of mindset that's different than any way I approach any other game.
So when the rematch got put on the schedule for May 28th in San Francisco, nobody on either side thought it was going to be a clean, flowing basketball game. The Valkyries left Indianapolis feeling like their blueprint worked well enough to run it back, and Clark went in already knowing she'd spend 40 minutes fighting for every catch, every drive, every inbounds touch.
Like I said, like, I do expect it to be competitive. I do expect it to be physical. I think those are the things that, were probably most prevalent in the first game. And, you never know in the way they're going to call it too. That can impact the game. If they call it from the start, it might not be as physical. You just never know. So, both teams want to play with great pace. I expect it to be fast. I expect it to be a little bit more up-tempo, especially since last time they were coming off a back-to-back. I thought they kind of slowed it down a little bit more. So I expect them to play with a little bit more pace. But, yeah.
Aliyah Boston, the worst officiated player in WNBA history. She was fouled out the whole first half just for moving. Her South Carolina teammate just kept flopping. There's another one just getting her post presence, but she can't do it. They won't let her.
In legal guarding position, or was already falling backward before Boston even made real contact. That's not a charge. That's an actor waiting for her cue. Boston herself put it plainly after the game. I think it's super hard to get charge fouls when I don't think anyone's in legal position. She wasn't venting. She was describing exactly what happened, play by play. Backward dramatically, and wait. Aliyah weighs around 118 pounds, so when Boston, a full interior post player, so much as breathes near her, the visual looks bad even when the play is completely clean. And the refs kept falling for it. Not once, not twice.
But this one's way worse. Watch this. Like, seriously, full arm extension pushes Caitlin Clark. You think they called a foul? If Caitlin Clark did that, somebody would have flopped 10 feet and Caitlin Clark would have probably got a turnover and a foul. And then they called this a foul on Caitlin after they just did 2 offensive fouls they didn't call. And then look at this. She slaps down on Hines Allen's arms. Look at that. Look at her right arm. You could clearly see her grab that right arm. Look at that.
Burton finished with 25 points and a career-high 5 blocks. Gabby Williams dropped 19. Golden State's defense produced 11 blocks between winning because you're good and winning because the officials let you be physical without consequence. And on May 28th in San Francisco, the Valkyries got to be both. With Boston sitting in league is just a flat-out outstanding performance.
Cunningham leaking out. 90 seconds to play here in the third quarter. Johnson to Boston, back to Johnson, catch, shoots, fires, hits!
Johnson changed Indiana's tempo every time she checked.
And he forced another turnover. Clark, the quick pass, whips it right to Cunningham. 500 career assists for Caitlin Clark, the fastest to do it in WNBA history.
Aliyah, you had those 2 early fouls and had to sit for most of the first half. How does that affect your flow and your team going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't even able to get into a flow. I mean, I played the second half. I think it's super hard to try and figure out and understand how the refs are calling it. I think it's super hard to get charged fouls when I don't think anyone's in legal position. I mean, shout out to the Valks. I mean, they did a great job selling it, and the rest bought it, to be honest, so good for them.
Opponents keep getting a free pass to foul Clark without a whistle and flop their way into benching Boston every time Indiana needs her. The Fever were good enough to win that game in San Francisco. The officiating made sure they didn't. Do you think the refs cost the Fever the game? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.